Today marks 13 weeks since my femoral neck stress reaction, and it is day 1 of returning on the boost. If you're new here, my name's Olivia. I am a Division I cross country and track athlete at Florida State. I'm also pursuing medical school, so I share a lot of different types of content on my YouTube channel. I have been dealing with an injury. I had a femoral neck stress reaction in April and have been recovering from that. I had 6 weeks that I spent on crutches, and then I had just a lot of cross training, rehab, all of that sort of thing. So this video is going to be split into 3 different parts. I'm going to show you my day, which is the boosting. I have a lift with my strength and conditioning coach at 1. I'm going to take you through some of the blood work that I got, and then I'm going to take you through everything that I'm doing to stay injury-free this time around. All right, here's breakfast. Got some oats, peanut butter, blueberries, and of course, eggwits with mustard. We are headed over to the track now with my little C4 energy drink. This is the Midnight Cherry, and I thought I'd give a couple of life updates. So I am almost moved out of my apartment. I have a couple more days on the lease before I am out of here, and then I'm gonna stay with a friend for a couple days, go home, and then when I come back up, it's gonna be time for camp, and then I'll move into my new apartment. And yeah, today is the first day of my last week of classes for my biochem class, and I have, just a little bit left to go, and then that's about it. I also have been volunteering in the hospital quite a bit, which has been great, and just keeping super busy with research. All right, I just got to the track. I'm in the lounge, so one thing I'm really focusing on doing, which I'm gonna go further into detail later in the video, I'm really getting a good warm-up. So I brought my little yoga mat, and we're just gonna do some warm-up exercises before I hop on the boost to make sure that I, am as prepared as possible to run. And this is something I want to implement throughout the rest of my running career, so let's do it. Look how beautiful the track is. I'm so excited to run on it again. I cannot wait. Here's my locker. I haven't seen her in a while. I was a little worried I was gonna open it and have shoes or something in there. All right, this is an interesting angle, but we are also going to use my Coros heart rate monitor today. I have been using it for cross training because my coach wants my heart rate between a certain range to make sure I'm getting the benefits of the cross training. So I really am hoping it gives me an accurate read of my heart rate for the run today, just to know where I'm at. But I mean, 65% body weight, I've done it before. It really is quite easy because you're, almost at half of your body weight. So I think that my heart rate isn't going to be that high unless I really push the pace, but definitely interested to see. So yeah, we're gonna head over there. I think I'm gonna bike for 2 minutes just to get everything warm, but other than that, we are set, we're ready to go. So I'm very excited. I think the body will respond well. I've been pain-free for a long time now, so let's do it. This is our room. So we have, I think, 2 bikes in here. This is a boost. I don't know if it's working right now. I don't think it is, but I'm gonna try it. And if that doesn't work, oh, they added a TV. The boost gets boring, so I think they added a TV for us. That's super nice. So this is the Ultra G, which I think I'm gonna be using today for my little workout. And then here's the bike. I'm just gonna hop on this for the 10 minutes that coach wants me to do after. But feeling good. A little nervous just because it's, it's a big deal. I'm excited to get back, but I think the biggest thing I have to think about is how I feel 24 to 48 hours later. So I'm not gonna push it too hard, even if I get excited and I feel really good. getting ready to run. I'm so excited. Alright, so we're doing 65% body weight. We did it. Boost is done. 20 minutes. Average pace was 8.7 miles an hour, so 6:53 pace, about 3 miles. Guys, not gonna lie, that was harder than I thought. Like, I didn't think I was gonna sweat this much. It wasn't like too hard, but the fan wasn't on, so I think that was a little bit of it, but felt pretty good. Went by really fast, so yeah, feeling happy about that. Okay, I had to pee the whole time I was on the boost, so I just went, and now we're gonna hop on the bike for a good quality 10 minutes. All right, bike ride is done. I am like sweating today. I don't know if it's just this room or what, but really good ride, really good boost. I'm so excited to be back. I'm gonna go to my car and break down the boost a little bit more, update my coach, do all of that, but I'll see you guys there. We are back in the car. I thought I would give my like super just in the moment thoughts. Still sweaty from that workout, but overall boost went really well. I was obviously nervous about it because, you know, you can get on and maybe you're not ready for it, but definitely was ready. Felt really good. Felt normal running, which is crazy. I mean, 65% is like not a lot of body weight, right? So as I progress further, it's gonna be really important for me to see how my body feels at that body weight. And it's also gonna be really important to see how I'm feeling like 24 hours to 48 hours after this, if I have any like soreness or pain. So that's super important. It felt really good. I had very minor soreness, maybe like at the middle point, and then just like kind of throughout like the last 10 minutes, but it's nothing that makes me uncomfortable with continuing to progress. Usually I wouldn't like tell my coach that. In the past I would just be like, oh, everything felt great, but I think I'm gonna try and be as communicative as possible, which is something I didn't do in the past. I would just like really just try to be like, oh, everything's great, and then even when it started kind of turning in a negative direction, I wouldn't mention it unless it was severe, and that's definitely not the right thing to do. So I'm gonna just tell her every little thing that I feel, let her make the decision of like, you know, how we want to progress. So honestly, I would rate that boost like an 8 out of 10. It was really good. Very minor soreness, but felt good. As for like physical fitness, it surprised me kind of like how high my heart rate was. I did like 653 pace for 20 minutes, but it was at 65% body rate. And let's actually check my average heart rate. It was 148, so that's not like, that's pretty typical, I feel like, for that pace and that body weight. Makes sense. It still like was higher than I thought, I guess. I don't know, but I feel like the physical fitness is pretty good. I definitely feel fit in like all the cross training I've been doing, but I think that like having a running efficiency is super important. So right now the priority is making sure I'm healthy, making sure I'm doing the right things, and I want to take you guys through everything I'm doing to get there. And it can be like a scary process. You know, it can be scary to communicate kind of like how you're feeling, how your body's feeling, but I just want to make sure I'm like doing all the right things and being super smart. So I'm gonna get back to my coach. But yeah, I'm so happy. It felt good just to like run. It felt good to have that motion of running. It was just something that I've been looking forward to for the past 13 weeks, and it was great. I enjoyed every second of it, other than the fact that I had to pee like the whole time, but it was really good. Immediately, like once I got off the boost, everything felt good. Like walking felt good. I was like very nervous. I would step off the boost and then have like that all too familiar pain in my hip, but it felt normal. Felt like, you know, it's been feeling for the past couple of weeks. So I feel good. I feel like also we have like time built in. I think it's like a 5-week return to run plan. So that's a lot of time for my body just to continue to adapt. I only run on the boost 3 days a week, but yeah, I feel good. So that's my update. I'm gonna update my coach now. All right, still in the car. I just checked in with my coach and my parents, so feeling good. The plan is to keep monitoring for the next like 24, 48 hours. I see the sprints coach walking to the track. If I wake up tomorrow and I feel good, like just have maybe minor soreness from training, or I feel like the same as I did this morning, then we're all good to keep progressing. I'm going to keep variables the same, so I'm not going to increase pace. I'm just going to increase either body weight or time, whatever my coach wants me to do, but I will keep the pace at 7 minutes. So we're going to head home now and get on with the rest of our day. It is currently 9 o'clock and I have lift at 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm back in the car. I think this is a good setup doing this little string, but I just finished weights. I actually wasn't really looking forward to going. Sometimes with weights, I feel like I don't know how to do the movements and I just feel like people are watching me, and sometimes it's just hard to take that like constructive criticism, but it's actually really good today. I felt good with all of the movements. We started with modifying. I was supposed to have like dumbbell squat jumps, so we modified that a little bit with just like a little bit less of a jump and more of like a, I don't even know how to describe it, but we modified it and still had a little bit of plyometrics in there, but not a ton, and felt good with that. And then we ended up doing some clamshells. We did some walking weighted lunges, which felt good, super exciting. I had a lot of pain probably like just 6 weeks ago doing lunges, so that's like a big improvement for me. And then we did some pull-ups which were tough. I need to work on my pull-up game, and then push-ups, which I actually did pretty well with, and a couple of other hip movements, and then finished it off with some core. So I was really happy with that weight session. It took me about 35 minutes. I got to work one-on-one with my strength and conditioning coach, which was awesome, and I really appreciated it. I didn't get to film very much at all, but I got a little clip of the gym. It is a beautiful gym. I love all the resources that I have here at FSU. Like, first off, the staff is amazing. Like, the interns, the weights coach is amazing. I, got to chat with the interns today and tell them that I was coming off of a stress fracture. So it was just really exciting to be back. I feel so much more connected. And like I said, I wasn't really looking forward to going to weights, but I'm trying to do everything that I can to be the best athlete that I can be. So I know that doing the best that I can in my boosting, my cross training, communicating with my coach, going to weights, taking care of my body, like all of those things are super important. And this year I'm going to do all the things that I can. I think last year I kind of went a little bit overboard and I sacrificed a lot. Like, I sacrificed a lot of, hanging out with friends and just enjoying myself a little bit more. So I want to have a better balance this year, but I still want to do all the things like that I have time to do. I have time to go to weights and I do enjoy it. I have time to do rehab, and even though I'm not super motivated to do those things in the moment, I know doing them will help me get better. So that's my little weights recap. And now I want to go into this last part of the video where I talk about my blood work, and then all the things that I'm going to do to stay healthy. So if you're someone who's struggled with injuries, stick around, because I think I hopefully have cracked the code, and this will be my last major injury period. I know injuries happen, like little things pop up, but I really want to stay healthy. My goal last year was to stay healthy the whole year, so I made it through cross, I made it through indoor, I almost made it through outdoor, so this year the goal is the full thing. Work time. I have my crumbled little papers here, but I got my blood work done, and I had like an hour-long meeting with my coach where we kind of just talked about all of the things that I was gonna do to get healthy, stay healthy, all of that. So we think that routine blood work for me is important just to see where I'm at. I came into college with a low iron and a low vitamin D, which vitamin D is really important for your bones. So got my blood work tested. Originally when I came to college, my vitamin D was in the 30s. And on this most recent test, I believe, yeah, it was 89, which is awesome. So we're super happy about that. My iron was 41, which when I came into college was 21, so that's also good. but we want to work to make it better. So instead of just like taking my normal iron supplement, we're going to make sure that I am taking iron like on an empty stomach with orange juice. So I purchased some orange juice recently, and I've just been taking it in the morning and then waiting like 30 to 60 minutes before eating breakfast, which I usually do anyway because I like to get ready and like go through mobility and stuff. So blood work came back pretty good. We're gonna keep looking at it routinely, kind of making sure everything is good. And now I'm gonna take you guys through the list I made of things that I want to do to stay healthy. First thing, like I mentioned, routine lab work. Obviously this is not as easy to do if you don't have like college resources. I would not be getting routine lab work unless it was like paid for by my university and done by my university. So we're just gonna do lab work before every season to make sure that I am healthy, that my iron's good, my vitamins are good, my hormones are good, all of that stuff. I don't really understand all of the lab work, but I know that it's important to get done. The next thing we're doing is a DEXA scan. So I am getting that scheduled. I've gotten 2 DEXA scans before. My first DEXA scan, I had a Z-score of 0.4 for bone density. So essentially a 0 means that you're average, but for athletes, we really want like a 1 as your bone density. So you want to be above average. So 0.4 isn't bad. It's just like we could get better, and it is difficult to increase your bone density. So especially like as you get to like your 30s, it's just starting to go down. So right now is a really important time for me to make sure I'm focusing on that. My second DEXA scan, it was 0.5, so that was positive. And we're just gonna get another one, kind of like make sure everything's good. It measures the amount of muscle you have in like your left leg versus your right leg. It might see like, okay, do you have imbalances, that sort of thing. The next thing I'm doing is increasing the fats in my diet. So fats are really important for your hormonal health, which is really important for your bones, right? So all of those hormones, which I got from my lab work, are important for your bone health. And I think when I got my stress fracture, my fats were low. So now I've started eating a lot more peanut butter, a lot more avocado, a lot more cheese, and just like those healthy fats to help you keep your hormones good. Okay, the next thing, I talked with my coach, and it's about the timing of nutrition. So I am going to make sure that I eat before and after the workout in like a timely manner. So when school starts and I have like class that's like, you know, right after practice, I'm rushing, I have to make it a priority to have a meal or something like right after. Long runs, usually I'll bring like a snack with me right after the long run, so that has been super helpful in the past. But yeah, that's just a priority this year. Like today, this morning, after my boost, I had a yogurt right away before I could get home and like actually fix a meal. The next thing is strength training, which I just did. It's super important to do like single leg strength training, rehab for my hip, core strengthening is super important. So I just did all of those, which I'm super happy with, and I think that's gonna help keep me injury free. But just strength training in general is really good for your bone density, so I'm gonna keep that up. Next on the list, mobility and flexibility work. I have been kind of slacking on this. I need to get better. I'm probably the most inflexible person I know. I can't touch my toes. My coach knows I'm inflexible. We've had a lot of conversations about it and how it kind of affects my running. So I need to get better, at least in mobility. I've been doing like hip 90-90s and other hip mobility, but being more consistent about that is really important. As for supplements, I'm taking calcium, iron, like I mentioned, vitamin D, and I take a couple other supplements. So I take like magnesium before bed. I take a multivitamin, I take fish oil, creatine. So yeah, I'm kind of loaded with the supplements. 8+ hours of sleep a night. I'm usually pretty good about this. I think my quality of sleep sometimes is bad because I'll go and like check my phone in the middle of the night. So I'm trying to stop that, but getting sleep is like the #1 thing you can do to stay healthy. Okay, the next one I'm really struggling with, but like listening to your body and actually communicating when something's hurting, even if it's small. So during the year, I would really just like have little things pop up, and I would wait till they got bad to say anything about them because I was worried about my coach, you know, making me take a step back. But ultimately that's the right thing for her to do, right? If I have something that is bothering me, it's okay to take a step back. It doesn't mean we're gonna take the whole like 10 steps back, but I have to kind of tell her how I'm feeling. So I'm just gonna keep a little journal of like how I'm feeling every day and really communicate with my coach better. Hydration and electrolytes. I was I'm bad about this today, but I've been really good about it the past couple of days, just like making sure I'm drinking a bunch. I have a little cute yellow water bottle that I drink out of, so filling that with electrolytes, helpful. This is cross training, so me and my coach are gonna make sure that my volume's pretty low and that I have good cross training. I think cross training is gonna help me get fit and prevent injury. Another thing, this seems pretty simple, but just avoiding sudden training spikes in intensity and volume. So I just have to keep an eye on my, like, if my volume's going up, not really like pushing easy runs or things like that. Just having more fun to manage my stress. I was so stressed out last semester, and I think it honestly contributed to my injury. I had just like some really hard classes, and I just wasn't happy. I was pouring everything that I had into running and felt like I wasn't getting a lot back in terms of just like me dealing with these injuries. So I was really frustrated, and eventually it just led to my body like breaking down. And this year I want to have more balance. I still want to do all the things that I said, but I think I can still do all of those things and hang out with friends, like be happy, like the basics, you know. I think I can do all of it. And it's just gonna help me have a better performance, to have more balance in my life. So we're gonna have a really great year. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for watching this video. I am pumped for this year. I'm going into my junior year of college. I am really hoping to race cross and really hoping to have just a healthy season, a happy season. And I feel super supported. I'm so grateful for all the resources at FSU and all the people who support me through everything and all the injuries and whatnot. But thank you so much for watching, and I am gonna see you in the next video.